Well, here we are again. Here at the Guardcast IRL. Welcome. I hope everybody is enjoying themselves this evening on this awesome Monday night, I guess. So anyways, tonight is episode number 96. We're like 4 away, baby. 4 away to that big 100. So before we get into all the goody goodness, allow me to introduce myself. If this is your first time here, my name is Armalite. I am your humble host and hunter in Maine, and welcome to my channel and the show here at Guardcast IRL. And at any point, if you're watching this at the if you're watching this in the past broadcast and you would like to try to catch the live streams, you know, hit that like button, hit the share subscribe button. You share the show with your friends, I guess. So and all that good stuff, right? So, and you can also tick that little bell notification. It'll let you know every time that I go live. The show is basically a live talk show, mainly. That's mainly what it's for, where we basically just talk Destiny. And we have a little bit to talk about tonight. And depending on how often Bungie puts out information, like throughout this week, because we have tomorrow's reset, next week's reset, but on following reset, that's when Lightfall drops, and then that's when we're going to have all kinds of topics to talk about. Now tonight, Bungie put out an article, which is Lightfall and basically Lightfall and beyond, basically. So I haven't watched any videos. I haven't watched any videos on it. I haven't read up on it yet. I decided that I just kind of want to go in blind and see what's going on. So, okay, let me kind of get all situated here. I would like to share this, and I'm going to switch over to that, bring up this, and I just want to put in episodes, or episode 96. Cool. Oh, and there we go. That's just for, I put all of my stuff in my Discord, so that's another way. If you want to, there's a link in the description that you're more than welcome to join. And if you happen to join while I'm live, I'll actually shout you out, right? So that's going to be a thing. Okay, so I got that all kind of set up there, kind of leave the event going on, trying to actually see how well that works. But anywho, all right, before we get started, I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope, you know, everybody's pretty excited about the Lightfall that's coming here very, very soon. I know I'm pretty excited about it. Hell, I'm even going to be taking some days off for it. So thinking about doing. And also during that time, I will have a live stream once Lightfall drops. You know, we'll have the, you know, that Monday night when Destiny goes offline, and they'll have their traditional shutdown before the next expansion. And then I will have a show going on that night, kind of discussing anything that we may know now, or any kind of new information that Bungie ends up releasing. Basically from here to then, you know, maybe a recap on a lot of different things. But at the same time, I mentioned this in my past videos or my past streams. I'm not really looking to make this channel as this, you know, another outlet, you know, like a news outlet or something. You know, I'm actually looking more towards having a place where people can talk, discuss, give their opinions about certain aspects of the game. So it's going to be kind of like, okay, when something drops, people are talking about it. Hopefully this could be a place where you can come to and actually have your voice heard, and not just, you know, typing in someone else's chat during their live streams and may not even get a chance to get read, or whatever the case may be. And I'm a nobody, so it would actually be pretty easy for you right now if you get ahead of the game, because everybody's sleeping on me right now. This shit's gonna blow up one day, hopefully. So, but yeah, it's not gonna be a place where really like newsworthy. It's gonna, like, I'm not gonna just sit here and ramble off like headlines and shit like that. That's not what I'm gonna do. It's more of topics, you know. We come on here and like say like this for now, like right here right now, going to be talking about the Lightfall in the year ahead, which is actually the title, and what to look forward to. And we can actually kind of break that down piece by piece, you know, take our time, and also have guests on so that people can come on and talk about different aspects of the game. And if I decide to have like a dedicated guest, and also I'll have call-ins where people can actually call into the show while I'm live, and I have an audience and stuff like that. So we're going to be breaking a lot of barriers. That's the idea, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. And if you ever want to be a part of those things, I suggest getting into my Discord. That's going to help you out a lot in the future. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this scene. Right. And I know you're not really seeing anything, but give me just a second. Bye-bye. There you go. Oh, and another thing, just in case, I do plan on doing, once Lightfall drops, I'm kind of tweaking and trying to figure out how I want to go about it. But once Lightfall drops and we start having where we can have loadouts, and it's a whole new ball field on how Destiny works, I'm going to be posting up build videos, but I'm gonna try to go a different route. I'm not gonna do this build is in-game quality and you can get through all the raids and dungeons and all that. No, mine's more just like, hey, if you just want to fuck around and have some fun, and you just want to chew up ads all day, I'm gonna make those kind of builds. So, and I have a formula on how I'm going to deploy them, and I hope you like it. I really do. And if you want to see that come to fruition, hit the sub button. Hit the sub button. Trust me, I think people are going to enjoy it. And unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to do hunters. So, because that's what I mean. I'm not familiar with Titans or Warlocks. I don't like playing those characters or those races. I don't like playing as a Warlock or Titan. So that's just not me. So later on down the line, I plan on bringing on 2 other people that, you know, one person that mains Titan and one that mains a Warlock. So keep your eye out for that too. And then we're going to form something together. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. Maybe it can inspire them to do their own stuff. But it's more just for fun. You know, a lot of people, they have a, like, they try to, you know, oh, get good and all this stuff. It's like, man, just have fun. All right, that's why we play video games, is to have fun, not try to be a sweat all the goddamn time. Okay. Now we got that all out of the way. All right. So lucky for you, I'm gonna have to turn the headphones down in my headphones, or the music down in my headphones. Okay. I can still hear it. Okay. Hopefully the volume level on the music is good for you guys. I'm actually want to crank that down just a tad. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna kind of go over this so you don't have to worry about my reading skills. I'm gonna let the PC do it for me.
Welcome to February, Guardians. My name's Joe. You may know me as the Exo in your Grandmaster using whichever exotic bow matches the Nightfall Singe, or the Awoken on your friends list with their fire team set to closed as they put another hour of attempts into soloing the latest dungeon, or maybe even the human with 3 different red border weapons equipped trying to complete 10 separate bounties in a single match. But when I'm not logged into Destiny or on socials trying to convince people my Guardian fashion game is strong, I'm also the game director for Destiny 2. In a couple of weeks, Lightfall will be in your hands. It's the penultimate expansion.
Don't you start, come on now.
Expansion in the Light and Darkness saga, and it's a radical acceleration toward the final shape. But as excited as we all are about Lightfall, it's not the only thing coming to Destiny 2 this year. Destiny is a massive, living, breathing organism, and what it requires to thrive is an incredible development team with a constantly updated list of priorities that can regularly inject high-value changes. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and talk about how we see the game right now and what changes we need to make to allow Destiny to continue to evolve and thrive the way we all want. First, the good. We have...
Okay, so as of like right now, it sounds like they're going to be making some hella changes. I mean, we already seen that they were making some hella changes in the past videos or in the past shows I've done. Be sure to check those out. You might find some information that you might like if you haven't already figured it out by already, you know, because there are multiple people that are covering this at the same exact time. So this is just more for me to kind of talk about, and we can kind of discuss a little bit. So here we go.
We have gotten to a place where Guardians can expect consistency in the quality of content coming to Destiny 2 all year long. From the Witch Queen to Season of the Seraph, we are incredibly proud of all the high-quality shooter content and storytelling that has been added to the game over the last 12 months. But amid this quality and consistency, Destiny 2 can sometimes feel too predictable. While some consistency is necessary for us to be able to regularly update the game and prevent players from having to relearn Destiny every 3 months, as well as to maintain our team health and sustainability, it is clear that too much predictability has created a lack of surprise and delight by the time some of our major game updates get into your hands. Aside from predictability, we sometimes still hear a refrain that has been sung since the beginning of our journey: there's just not enough to do. While there is plenty happening at the start of an expansion or seasonal drop, by the end of a season we often see our most engaged players lamenting that they have run out of things to sink their teeth into.
That is very true. Like right now, I really don't have anything to do, but you know, I kind of look at it in one or two ways. Okay. yes, I have plenty to do, especially throughout each of the weeks. So when they do content drops, you know, each week I log in, I do my thing. A lot of the times I'm helping out clanmates or whatnot, doing dungeons. I have something to chase. But let's say as like right now, I really don't have anything. I mean, maybe doing the new dungeon so I could get the exotic bow. Sure, I could be trying to go for that. But it's like, I don't know. It's kind of, I'm taking a break at this point. Sort of. I mean, I might actually hop on and actually do some stuff, but I'm not like on it like as hardcore as previous. So, but we'll just see where this leads.
This is not a problem that one more strike or an additional map can solve. Destiny 2 has an incredible amount of content. But sometimes not all our content is as rewarding or engaging as we'd like, and sometimes you just can't find anyone to play it with.
Okay. So I guess we're going to get into what Bungie is looking at on doing. And like I said, I haven't read through this at all. I've kind of wanted to go in blind. So first it says, with the issue laid out in front of us, we created 4 big goals for Destiny 2 leading up to the final shape. Expand players' imaginations. Bring challenge back to Destiny. Okay. Enrich our content. Connect our guardians. Open up the voice chat. Open up the voice chat. Proximity chat. You know, when you're in matchmaking and for a math, yeah, we all want to do math in Destiny. In a match, open up the chat to everybody. I'm telling you, do it like the old Call of Duty days, you know. I think that would be great. You know, it would open up everybody, and maybe not try to push off the teams so much. You know, like, oh, you play these guys so many times, move on. I think what it should be is, if you want to stick with those people, keep playing against them, go for it. You know, just stick with it. Don't force separation. You know, between after a few matches with a certain group. You know, if somebody doesn't want to have to matchmake with those people again, then they could just dip. You know, try that. I don't know if you could do that, but that'd be kind of cool. You know, open up the chat. You know, in local areas, proximity chat would be nice. You know, I might not personally use it all that much, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would. You know, it gets the community together. Yeah, there might be some shit talking, but hey, that's what we're here for. We're here for the good times, and sometimes you're gonna have bad times, but it'll be great. I promise. So, and now none of these goals will be attached with one change, and they all are going to require consistent maintenance to remain true. But for the rest of our time together today, I would like to walk you through how we plan to address these 4 big goals in 2023. Okay. So, expand players' imagination. And go.
In Destiny 2, we want each major update to get the gears inside our players' heads turning on what's new and what it means for the way they interact with the game. This wasn't true for all of our releases last year, and it's going to take changes across multiple releases to get us where we want to be. We can't break all the design bones we want to right away, so instead let's unpack how we will take on this big challenge over the course of the next year.
Okay. So they can't do it all at once. So we're going to see what's going to happen for this season.
Lightfall will launch alongside Season of Defiance, And while most of this content was wrapped up before this new goal was put into place, we still have numerous seasonal quality of life changes along with substantial iterations to our current model coming to shake things up, starting with reducing complexity with our progression systems. This means fewer competing currencies to earn. We're doing away with umbrals and umbral energies, so after you've unlocked seasonal focusing, if you want to focus an engram into a particular seasonal weapon or armor, all you'll need is glimmer and a seasonal engram. Additionally, seasonal engrams will be stored and tracked on seasonal vendors, so managing the engram bucket in your character's inventory will be much easier than it is today.
Okay, so I guess they're getting rid of the umbral engrams altogether. Okay. We're gonna be spending a lot of glimmer and shards. Whew. Yeah, because you could literally, unless that they put a limit on it, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Let's continue. Let's continue to read and find out. Okay. I got you.
We also won't be asking you to hold large stacks of seasonal currency to unlock a chest at the end of every seasonal activity. Instead, we will be dropping singular keys throughout your playtime that allow you to extract better rewards from the chest at the end of a seasonal activity. This will create a simpler relationship where you know that if you have even one key, you're getting even better rewards. It also represents the repositioning of these chests as true bonuses, not requirements. Unlike today's seasonal currencies, keys won't drop every time you complete an activity. To compensate for this change, we've made the base rewards for each seasonal activity completion better, so when you earn and spend a key it is a meaningful bonus, not a requirement to engage in the seasonal playlist. Finally, by default, keys can drop from seasonal activities, which means you are no longer required to play content outside of the seasonal playlist to chase seasonal rewards.
Okay.
On top of these changes in
like I've heard this complaint, like people were, it's like, I want to be able to do this and not have to go do the exact same strides over and over and over again just so I could do this one thing. So there you go. Cool. Come on.
Players can expect fewer total vendor upgrades, with each individual upgrade being more potent and some.
Okay, hang on. Outside, on top of the changes. Okay, I was probably reading this anyways, but just in case. Where are you? Okay, let's close that out. Okay.
On top of these changes in Season of Defiance, players can expect fewer total vendor upgrades, with each individual upgrade being more potent and some upgrades even offering a variance on the way you interact with the seasonal activity. In Season of Defiance, we've also taken a big stab at the way we name our various progression systems and currencies. We want any player to read the name of something and immediately understand what it does, in short, to spend more time playing and less time trying to understand what they are supposed to do.
Okay. In seasons to come. Alright, I'm just going to highlight this entire section, and if I gotta pause, I will.
After Season of Defiance, we will head into Season of the Deep. With some time under our belt to react to recent player feedback.
What? After Season of Defiance, well, they're already giving us they're already giving us the name for the next season? Holy shit. Okay.
Feedback, Season of the Deep will not feature a vendor upgrade paradigm. The same will be true for the following season. This doesn't mean players will never see a vendor upgrade system again, but instead means we want to create more varied experimental frameworks and slowly create a...
Okay. Sorry, but I guess this is in response to the copy and paste method of every season, where you get a vendor, he does a thing through the story, and voila, it's basically the same copy and paste. You get some bounties, you got some weapons you can go against. So it sounds like after this next season, we're not going to be seeing that vendor system anymore. Holy shit. Okay. I mean, I didn't mind it, but at the same time, it's like, I kind of like this change. Right? kind of like it. Okay.
A wide array of different systems for players to show their investment into seasonal content. This variety will also extend into the types of content players experience in the moment-to-moment gameplay of our later seasons. In both Season of the Deep and Season 22, the team is pushing the envelope to create more fresh activity experiences, like when we first unveiled the Shattered Realm in Season of the Lost or debuted Battlegrounds in Season of the Chosen. One thing we want to continue from last year is casting a wide net when it comes to the themes and fantasies our players can expect with each release. Lightfall already has a very different tone and setting from the Witch Queen, and we want to continue this tonal variety in our seasonal content. From Reapers to Pirates to Cowboys, last year's seasons proved that Destiny 2 can encompass experiences that contain wildly varied inspirations, and we are committed to the adventures in Lightfall's collection of seasons feeling just as thematically fresh from one another as they did last year. These stories, progressions, and themes aren't the only way we think we can stretch the player imagination space. Some of this is going to come from putting new systems into Destiny 2 or revisiting systems that aren't quite hitting the mark. In Lightfall, we will be adding Guardian ranks to the game alongside rethinking Destiny 2 build crafting with loadouts. While we aren't going to go deep into either of those systems here, they both represent new lenses that we want to continue to apply to Destiny 2. For example, Guardian ranks aim to be the effortless way Guardians share their place in their journey with one another. No longer will the number next to your nameplate be a representation of how much you've grinded the season pass. Instead, it's a representation of your experience as a Guardian and the challenges you faced and overcame.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. I like that. So it's not so much focused on how far up in the season pass you've gone. Because it's just like, you're just a sweat. You're like, it's only 100 and you're like well into over 200s. I think I got into 200 once. But that's just because I played it a lot. Okay, so let's continue reading, shall we?
To create independent chases for both crafted and non-crafted,
or should I say, this is for weapon crafting. This is the weapon crafting section. If the photo didn't just kind of give it away.
non-crafted weapons starting with Lightfall, fewer of our total weapons will be craftable and more of our weapons with long-term sources will get value from
That's not where we was. What are you doing? Cancel out of that. Read this.
You're going to want a killer set of weapons for those challenges, and this year we're going to change how you think about obtaining those weapons with some major updates to weapon crafting.
Okay.
While we love having some sources of deterministic perks, we found that the route to getting the weapons you want to craft can be too random. At the same time, we also believe that weapon crafting being a part of so many of our weapon chases has diminished the joy of simply getting a great perk roll as a drop. So, here's what you can expect to change with weapon crafting in the year of Lightfall.
Oof. Oof. Okay, here we go. Let's find out. We're going to do this together.
To create independent chases for both crafted and non-crafted weapons starting with Lightfall, fewer of our total weapons will be craftable and more of our weapons with long-term sources will get value from random perk rolls.
Okay. So that means we're going to actually have less weapons to craft against because they want to. I guess they want Destiny to continue on being the drop with the random rolls. You know, you could get the weapons that have more than just one perk in each slot. Okay.
Rolls. To allow these non-crafted weapons to stand toe-to-toe with crafted weapons in Lightfall, in the year of Lightfall more and more of our non-crafted weapons, starting with new raid adepts this year, will have the ability to be enhanced.
Okay, so maybe I'm probably getting ahead of myself and finding out later, but I wonder if they're going to be setting up like crafting weapons is mainly for like the harder obtain weapons maybe?
Enhanced. Enhancing allows your dropped weapon to start leveling up, use mementos, and gain access to both enhanced perks and enhanced intrinsic properties, but only the enhanced versions of the perks and masterwork that are already on the version of the weapon you are enhancing. Okay. Simply said, with some time and resources, enhancing allows you to take the random rolled weapon you've obtained and enhance its existing roll to match the full power of a crafted weapon. We are targeting to roll this out initially with Lightfall raid adepts at the launch of Season of the Deep. Long term, we want to expand this functionality to most of our new non-crafted weapon drops, but there are some technical hurdles we need to solve first. For crafted weapons, we will have some additional changes planned.
Oh god.
You will never see deep sight on a weapon unless it is something you need to make pattern progress on. When you see a red border in-game, you will know it's valuable.
Huh.
Targeting
Okay.
Season of the Deep, we will also be adding a mechanism to activate deep sight on any craftable weapon they do not have the pattern for. Bring challenge back to Destiny.
Okay. Before we get into that. Okay, so with the whole crafting stuff, it looks like they're going to be making it where any weapon that has a red border around it, it's going to be more of value. So rare. So hopefully there's not a craftable weapon that you want and it never drops. Okay. Finally, we'll just finish it off here real quick.
Finally, we want to tackle one more thing out of game to help with our goal of expanding the player imagination, and that's giving our players a little more of a sneak peek into releases before they hit the servers. So, while some of our releases this year will still be kept secret until they hit players' machines, others, like Season of the Deep, will preview and share key details ahead of time.
Oh, okay, so the next one is going to be bring challenge back to Destiny. Oof. Okay, because you know there's so many people out there who are like, Destiny 2 is too easy. It's the most easiest game in the world.
We could have all the variety in the world, and that wouldn't matter much if we weren't also making sure that the content our players spend the most time with is engaging and interesting. There's a lot that goes into making a piece of Destiny content engaging, but at the Chewy center, it's challenge. Last year, we spent a lot of time bringing all our subclasses up to the Stasis 3.0 standard. During that time, not only did our abilities become more powerful, but their synergy with weapons and gear raised the total power tide for all boats. The result of these changes is a game with a more compelling RPG, but at times lower levels of challenge in our core content. With a player base as large as Destiny's, the right level of difficulty is going to be different for everyone. While we are still committed to offering multiple difficulty levels in content such as our campaigns, nightfalls, secret missions, dungeons, and raids, we feel like the baseline challenge in most of our content is just too low.
You hear that? Secret missions. So hopefully we're going to be seeing more secret missions again. That will be nice. I love doing those. Okay, tuning abilities.
Bringing challenge back to Destiny requires a two-pronged approach. If we just tuned up our enemies across the game, we would start to encounter issues where combatants frequently one-shot players and would feel super spongy.
Yeah.
As a result, even more relaxing content would require players to conform to the most meta Guardian loadouts.
Yes.
On the other hand, if we were only to tune the player's efficiency, the RPG elements would start to feel like they matter less, and Destiny might start to lose its essential fantasy of being this powerful battle wizard in space. So instead of focusing just on one vector, we're going to take measured approaches in both the player's toolkit and the strength of our monsters. Let's start with the player's toolkit. Across both PvE and PvP, we believe that abilities dominate too many engagements due to potency, which we don't want to nerf, and uptime, which we do want to tackle. Destiny is a game about guns and powers, we want both to shine. So, starting with Lightfall, we are moderately increasing ability recharge time across a wide selection of our abilities as mentioned in the ability tuning preview last week.
So they're going to be increasing the ability charge time across wide sections of our abilities. Okay.
Weak. We've also noticed that enemy combatants just aren't hitting as hard as we want them to, especially against max resilience guardians, so we're adjusting the amount of damage resistance granted by resilience and increasing the energy cost of resilience mods from 1 to 2 for minor mods and 3 to 4 for major mods.
Yes, okay. Let's finish this out. Come on. Don't be shy. Okay, now you want to be a little pain in the ass. Come on now. Okay.
With the build crafting updates in Lightfall, we believe great builds will be much more accessible to the community, and while we still want your gear and your mods to be critical, some of the buffs to Guardian's damage and survivability were just a bit too strong in the old system, and so we've taken this opportunity for a balancing patch to gear-driven buffs. Now, I know those last paragraphs might have been scary to read, but we don't think these changes are going to be a big swing of the balance pendulum. More than anything, this is about reining in some unintentional power creep that we saw over the last year.
Yeah, that's definitely been kind of an issue, kind of foreseen that power creep is a real issue.
Last year. We're committed as always to making your Guardian feel like the ultimate monster killing machine, and I'm confident that with Strand, our new build crafting updates, and a suite of new weapons coming in Lightfall, you will all be making Zavala and Shax very proud.
Hopefully. Okay, so the enemy mine.
But I promised a two-sided approach to challenge, so let's talk about how things will be shaking up with enemy difficulty. Recently, we've been happy with the level of challenge present in the base heist Battlegrounds playlist.
I love it. I love that. And this season, today's Junior. This season's Battlegrounds, the heist, whatever you want to call it, dude, it was so good. Like, yeah, it was a little more of a challenge. It wasn't like, I mean, yeah, the repetitiveness kind of just like, kind of sucked, but at the same time, it wasn't like as easy to get through, like, you know, the previous ones that we've had throughout this year. So I really like how they scaled it up the way they did. It's very nice. Good job.
We used a difficulty knob that enforces just how overleveled we will let players be compared to the enemies they are fighting. This knob has always been present across our activities, and it's adjusted based on how evergreen we want the challenge to be in those missions. We were pretty aggressive with this adjustment in Season of the Seraph and it produced great results, so the base Battlegrounds playlist in Season of Defiance will use the same settings.
Yes.
Carrying this approach over, we are also going to be adjusting this same difficulty tweak on the Vanguard Ops playlist.
Oh.
We aren't going to set this playlist knob to a level quite as intense as the Battlegrounds playlist, but we do want to use this setting to make Vanguard Ops a lot more engaging to the average Guardian starting in Lightfall.
Yes.
This approach to power and difficulty is also going to be present when players are roaming around Neomuna, and while we don't want the entire game to feel like it's turned up to 11, we think these changes will help the enemy forces patrolling Neomuna feel dangerous and worth your attention.
Yeah. That's going to be nice. Actually, I saw someone, this isn't my original idea, but the idea of maybe the, you know, certain enemies that come with like Lightfall or hell, anything new that comes with like the seasons or something, maybe throwing those in the Vanguard every once, kind of sprinkle them in here and there. Oh, that would be nice too, if they were able to do that. So all right, we're going to finish up this next paragraph so we can get to the next section. And it's going to be stupid. Come on. There we go.
You may have noticed that we have been experimenting a lot with our power settings over the last few seasons, and we are planning on taking on even more experiments this year. We think that there are some major issues with power in Destiny 2 and how it prevents players from seeing some of our best content, so we'd like to make a big change to the system in the final shape. However, to understand more about how our changes could be improved, we want to keep tweaking our power settings over the year of Lightfall. Some of these tweaks might be found in our back end with little transparency to the average Guardian, while others will be front and center. For example, when Lightfall launches, we will have a power climb that is very similar to that in the Witch Queen, but later in Season of the Deep, we don't plan to raise the power or pinnacle cap at all.
Whoa, what? Huh. So what, is this going to be our last time that we're going to 1600? Right? Yeah. I think they might be stopping it at 1600. Okay. What? Well, I kind of wonder if they're going to stop the light level grind up to the 1600. So if they stop at 1600, does that mean that they're going to have it where that's no longer going to be kind of your focus upgrading? It's more going to be like, it's more for your Guardian, because they talked about it earlier in this article and previously. So I guess as you interact with others, that's going to be what you're going to be grinding up for, maybe. especially when Season of the Deep drops. Oof. Okay. So the next part is enrich our content.
With all these changes to power and pursuits, we also want to make sure there is plenty for players to sink their teeth into over the next year. For the last few years, we've been trying to attack this problem by trying to squeeze one more morsel of new content in each release. But I think we can get better results with a different strategy, making the existing depth of incredible content in Destiny 2 more valuable to new and returning Guardians.
Okay. So this next one is going to be about Crucible.
Let's start with one of our most evergreen rituals, the Crucible.
Yes.
Player versus player combat is here to stay in Destiny 2, as we think it's one of the most inherently replayable parts of the Destiny experience. Last year, we injected several new modes into PvP, from Rift to Eruption to Fortress. We're excited for some of these game modes to get more face time in the core ritual experience, but we're not done adding variety to the ways you engage with PvP. In Season of Defiance, we're looking at getting Countdown back into the game along with a respawn variant of the game mode we call Countdown Rush, where players must detonate/defuse both bombs on the map before the round ends.
Ooh.
We also aim to run a series of Crucible labs, including a mode where the player's sandbox is dramatically changed. Weapon damage, ability uptime, and even ammo are all adjusted in a new mode tentatively titled Checkmate Control. This mode will reward players who use their smarts and their skills. So, if the only way the enemy has been able to shut you down in the past is a solo blade barrage, they might be in trouble. This isn't all we have planned for modes, so keep your eyes on labs for more classic and all new modes later this year.
Hell yeah. Okay. And hopefully they'll implement a lot of those, changes into the wild. That would be awesome. Okay. That does sound like it would be really cool.
Now, we think that a steady stream of novel game modes, and a reining in of player power is going to do a lot for the health of our PvP ecosystem, but we're still committed to keeping true to our Crucible maps plan, which means the arrival of Meltdown in Season of the Deep, a brand new Vex network map in Season 22, and the return of Citadel in our last season before the final shape. We will also be looking at our existing maps and doing a spawn retuning pass on many of them this year to improve how our various modes flow. In matchmaking, we still don't feel we have nailed the trade-off between fair matches and good connections. We still need to get features like dynamic skill ranges in-game to allow for players across all skill levels to get consistently high-quality connections in their matches. As we continue to adjust algorithms to improve connection qualities, we are also turning our eyes toward lobby balancing, where we aim to construct matches with a more consistent skill spread amongst players on both teams.
Okay.
We also want to continue to zoom out and make sure that we're upgrading the meta systems that encourage folks to play PvP. Think of this like the Iron Banner revamp, our recent increases to Iron Banner reputation, and our commitment to having 3 Iron Banners per season this year. While we haven't settled on all the final details, we are currently looking at the rewards and matchmaking structures of Trials of Osiris and would like to push more updates to that mode this year in order to more consistently keep the population at healthier levels. Finally, in competitive we want to improve the speed at which players climb to the rank that most matches their Crucible skill and ensure it's clear why you won or lost the specific number of ranked points shown after a match.
Yeah, I think it would be really nice if they, especially in comp, if they could actually put some weapons in there that people can, actually grind for when they go up in rank. Give them something to chase too, not just a number, but throw them a bone, maybe a sunset weapon. Shit, they'll go for it. Okay, the next one will be about trials. Real quick.
Trials won't be the only thing getting love as far as rituals go, so let's start talking about the PvE side of the game. Over the years, we've added a ton of great exotic missions like Presage and Operation Seraph's Shield to Destiny 2.
Yes.
This year, not only will we continue to create new exotic missions, but starting in Season 22, we will be adding an exotic mission rotator.
Oh, that's nice. Yes. Oh, that is going to be so good. So what, they're gonna take every single one that we've had and put them in a rotation? Please tell me that's the case.
Like our Legacy Raid and Dungeon Rotators, the Exotic Mission Rotator will feature exotic missions from the past that rotate on a weekly cadence and offer great rewards for players willing to dive into some classic content.
Hell yeah.
In Season 22, this rotator will contain the exotic missions from Seasons 13, 16, and 19, Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph's Shield. With this framework implemented, we hope to use this rotator in the future to continue to bring some of Destiny 2's most classic missions back into the fold.
Oh, nice. That's going to be awesome. Because I'm going to tell you this. I am so sick of doing the Seraph Shield operation. Or Operation Seraph Shield. Excuse me. But I did do it solo on Legend. It was a struggle. But I think I kind of liked it. It hurt a little bit. But I liked it. You know. I don't want to go back. Because I don't need to go back. But if they do something like this where they have it on like on a rotation, I would probably jump in. And if they put in other different type of weapons in there that you can chase, kind of like let's say kind of like they do with the legendary lost sectors. You know, they got the armor pieces that you got to go in for, but you got to solo run it. Hell yeah. Yes. If they would put something like that in there, oh, fucking chef's kiss, baby. Chef's kiss. All right, we're going to the next spot. Refreshing our strikes. Oof. Oof.
This effort will begin with refreshing the Lake of Shadows and Arms Dealer strikes.
Hold up.
Engagement parity with some of our more recent Vanguard content.
You're screwing it up, dude. What are you doing? You start from the beginning, top to bottom, left to right. Let's go.
Another area of PvE we think we can have a big effect on is the Vanguard rituals. We have already talked about how we are going to be making the Vanguard Ops playlist more engaging by raising the challenge level, but with Lightfall, we are also shaking up some of the activities inside the playlist. This effort will begin with refreshing the Lake of Shadows and Arms Dealer strikes. Both activities have had their objectives and encounters reimagined and upgraded to match the combat engagement levels of some of our more recent strike entries, such as Lightblade and Proving Grounds. In addition, we are also taking strikes that have not been updated recently, such as Exodus Crash and the Inverted Spire, and dramatically reducing their presence in the Vanguard Ops playlist while eliminating them from Nightfall rotations. These strikes will still be available for direct launch, but until they get brought up to the engagement parity with some of our more recent Vanguard content, they will not show up as frequently as part of ritual gameplay.
Oh, that'd be nice. So, okay. Okay. That should be nice. See what if they have any more on that. What you got?
Aside from strikes, we are also going to be upgrading how Battlegrounds integrate with Vanguard Ops. Alongside Lightfall, the Season 16 and Season 19 Battlegrounds will be added to the Vanguard Ops playlist. We really like the fast, enemy-filled chaos of Battlegrounds, so this year we will also be adding a selection of Battlegrounds as Nightfalls. This process will begin with the Mars Heist Battleground being part of the Nightfall rotation in Season of Defiance, and we expect more Battlegrounds to be following suit each season.
That'd be nice.
We're excited to see how players tackle Season of Defiance's first Nightfall rotation, where 4 out of the 6 Nightfalls will be new or refreshed content coming to the Grandmaster rotation for the first time. We expect even the older Nightfalls to feel rekindled by new loadout options, since the match game modifier is also being retired from Nightfalls with the launch of Lightfall.
Okay. Alright. So, okay, so next is going to be looking further. Alright, let's get this.
As we get further away from Lightfall in our seasonal schedule, we are going to make some targeted changes to ritual content based on what we've observed about why players engage in this content. While we don't expect these changes to make it in for Season of Defiance, over time we want to start pushing both more rewards to ritual content and more options to engage with our ritual content. This will include changes such as moving the initial source of obtaining exotic armor away from lost sectors and back into the core rituals, no longer asking players to earn all 3 of the ritual pursuit ornaments in seasonal challenges, and allowing players to earn more new rewards and complete more of their weekly challenges by playing content of their choice, not just in the newest seasonal activity playlist.
Huh. Okay.
This rebalancing of objectives and rewards is going to be a slow burn over the year of Lightfall, and we are going to take a more direct approach in our last season of the year, dedicating a significant amount of development time toward a more core ritual-focused season. While this season will have plenty of new activity and story content, we want to take this time right before the final shape to crisp up our core rituals and pursuits as we head into our final expansion of the Light and Darkness saga.
Oof.
This last seasonal effort is just now getting underway, so expect more details as we get further into the year.
Nice. Okay. So the next part is going to be connect our guardians. Oh, let's see what they got to say about this. If you're just joining, I haven't read none of this. I haven't watched any videos. I am literally going in blind. So if my reaction is kind of weird, that's the reason why. Because I ain't got a clue what's going on just yet. Basically, just what we've gone through so far. Let it be known.
A lot of what we have planned for this year is right around the corner, including big features like commendations and guardian ranks with the launch of Lightfall. The commendation system is the first step in creating stronger connections between guardians this year. It can be hard to reach out to someone you don't know. Commendations are an icebreaker, a simple way of saying thanks to players that you appreciated playing with. Over time, players will accumulate a ton of different commendations that help build a story for how others in Destiny 2 perceive you. Certain commendations like Pacesetter and Saint's Favorite are only available to be given in Trials of Osiris, while others like Perceptive and Knowledgeable are given out in raid and dungeon content. Eventually, the commendations you earn will become a history for where you've been and what you've done. With the commendation system, those at the highest levels of Guardian ranks will have proven to be folks that are consistently appreciated by others in the community. Sometimes it will be because they are the kinds of people willing to do the heavy lifting when organizing a large group of players. Sometimes it will be because, even if they aren't the kinds of people comfortable speaking up, they are always doing what needs to be done to help the group overcome the obstacle in front of them.
Huh.
Over the last few weeks, I've been playing a bunch of heist battlegrounds, and every so often I'll get matched with a pair of folks that I have a lot of synergy with, and we will end up absolutely crushing the hive infestation. This joy has come with this tiny sense of regret that I'm not living just a few weeks in the future and able to pass along a couple of commendations to show my thanks. I can't wait for Lightfall to be in everyone's hands so we can all have the opportunity to show gratitude to our fellow Guardians.
I think this is what's going to be our chase. I got a feeling that's what it's going to be, because they already said that come the next season of the Deep, they're not going to be upping the light level. So I guess 1600 is going to be the top, if they even have it displayed at all. Like, light level might not even be a thing by that time, right? I could be I may be missing the mark on that, but that's how I'm kind of taking it, that this sort of thing is what we're going to be chasing after, possibly. I don't know how well that'll go. We'll just have to see. Okay, nice chat. Okay. Let's see what they got to say here.
Commendations represent just the first step of reaching out to one another. If players want to generate a deeper relationship, they need the opportunity to communicate.
Yes.
Over the last few years, Destiny 2 has often felt too lonely for those who aren't playing with folks they know.
Yeah.
In order to improve this, we'd like to invest in the overall chattiness of Destiny 2.
Yes.
This is not something that's going to happen right away with Lightfall, but we want to start opening up more lines of communication between our players in the future.
Okay.
Eventually, we want to change our game-wide text chat channels so you have more frequent opportunities to reach out to a fellow Guardian. Over time, we'd like to continue to invest in deeper chat moderation, better filtering, and bigger features like speech-to-text. We think that text chat is a great way for players to communicate with one another at their own pace while still retaining some anonymity. This does not mean that text chat is going to become required for Destiny 2. We still plan on allowing anyone inside Destiny 2 the ability to avoid text chat entirely, meaning they will never automatically be added to a social text chat. We also plan to allow anyone the option to quickly leave channels on a case-by-case basis if the chat is trending in a way that makes their game experience worse. This is all going to be very new for Destiny, so I expect that we will be learning a lot from these first few steps and tweaking our plans with chat and how open various channels are as we go forward and get feedback from all of you.
Voice chat, come on, open up the voice chat. Shit. Okay, so this is going to be the final part, Fire Team Finder. So we're just going to finish it off here, and then we'll just kind of look it over one more time, shall we?
The last piece of our social puzzle for the year is our biggest, Fire Team Finder. Initially, we hope to get our take on a first-class in-game looking for group tool in players' hands this summer with Season 22, alongside our next reprised raid, making a perfect pairing for new raiders. But as our plans became more solidified, we realized that the features needed to create a truly top-notch LFG experience were going to require a bit more time. So, while that reprised raid is still coming out this summer, we're pushing Fireteam Finder out to our final season of the year alongside a brand new dungeon. We think that a truly first-class LFG system won't be perfect until we can see how our players use it, but we want to make sure that the initial launch.
Okay. So basically they're going to make it Fireteam Finder matchmaking is going to be launched alongside the brand new dungeon. Okay, that
Launch
could be
still
good.
has a ton of features that will allow players to find a fire team inside of Destiny. This means a fire team finder that you can queue up for from anywhere in the game. The ability to tag your posts with keywords to describe the kind of group you're running and the kind of people you're looking to recruit.
Okay.
The option to create groups where folks can join automatically, allowing you to get right into the action. And the power to create groups where you as a leader can approve or deny each person trying to join up, giving you tight control over the kind of group you're putting together. I can't wait for Fireteam Finder to make its way into players' hands later in Lightfall's year and to see how many more of our Guardians will be able to enjoy some of the best content in gaming alongside all of you. So, those are the big four for the year: expand players' imaginations, bring challenge back to Destiny, enrich our content, and connect our Guardians. It's not going to happen all at once, and we most certainly will try some things that aren't going to land right on the first attempt. But we are going to continue to take risks with Destiny 2, because we think taking risks is essential to surprising and delighting our players. It's possible that we get into this year and discover a new set of opportunities and challenges for us to pursue. If that happens and our roadmap for the year changes, you'll hear it from us. We'll keep you posted on our website and our socials. As we talked about at the start, Destiny 2 is a big, living, breathing organism, and what it needs to thrive is always changing, but one thing you can count on is that just as so many of you are choosing to spend your precious time in this game world, we are proud and grateful to be there dreaming about, creating, and experiencing this game we all love. Thanks for reading, and see you on Neomuna. Joe Blackburn, Game Director, Destiny 2.
Okay, we're done. You're done. You're done. Okay, so lots of good changes I see. Especially when it comes to like strikes, weapon crafting. I guess I'll understand that a little bit better whenever it actually drops, but the way I see is like they're making the pool smaller, so it's not like all weapons will drop. I wouldn't, but I don't know. It's I guess they don't want the whole, they want random rolls, the random roll drop to still be the thing for you to drive yourself to, and not focus so much on crafting. Because I guess that at an earlier time I always thought, oh, it would be really cool if they just had every single weapon available for crafting. Well, if you would, I guess now thinking about it, that wouldn't make any sense, right? Because then that's all people would be doing, is just crafting weapons, and then random rolls that drop would mean nothing. Because I kind of see that, because now it's like, okay, if I have a weapon that drops, I don't even check the rolls. That if it's a weapon that I already have the pattern for, and or have crafted already, I never check the rolls to see if maybe I got some that's pretty awesome. It's basically what I already have crafted, but with extra perks, you know. I never check those. I just automatically delete them because it's like, I already got that weapon. I already got the weapon pattern. So I guess they're going to be kind of pulling back more on the on that, and you're not going to see as many red borders, like certain weapons that like right now they'll get a red border but you can't even craft. I believe they're going to be removing those most definitely. So okay, so we're going to come over here on the 101 section. Just gonna kind of take a look-see on everything. So that's basically the whole thing. We kind of went through all that good stuff. I guess we could kind of look at what a lot of people are saying. Really disappointed to see no news on Gambit here. It's been It's been 5 years since we've had a new map and no new, so, you know, okay. I think Gambit would be awesome if they brought back those specific armor pieces for Gambit. That was awesome. I don't know why they got rid of that. That was so cool. And the way you grinded for those, that was awesome. I really enjoyed doing that. Like, you could pick what you wanted to do within that game mode, and every season or once a DLC, whichever, you know, maybe once a season or maybe every DLC, you know, whichever works with the money, right? It would be really cool if we could see, you know, new sets that come out, really cool sets that are kind of focused on for Gambit. That would be awesome. But yeah, poor Gambit. Nothing but good news. I'm pretty sure. Kill red borders. Unlock crafting now. Happens with only a single drop of that weapon. Take that weapon to Englave and infuse it. You have now unlocked the crafting for that gun, but all the perks are locked, and you unlock them by infusing perks from the other drops. I'm pretty sure they're going to be like, nah. Faction rally. Yeah. I wouldn't mind to see if maybe they bring back the factions. Maybe that'll be something that they bring back during one of the seasons. Please can you add some sort of raid matchmaking or in-game LFG? I think they plan on going to be doing that, especially with like Fire and Tea Finder. I think they're going to have it set up basically for raids as well. So let's see. Normal difficulty raid matchmaking. I know that's not the point, but some people will just love to see the places and not worry too much on difficulty. Unroll, please. How much dev time when to Guardian rank, which is basically a social credit scoring system? What? That seems like very, very limited value and time away from developing important gameplay things. Okay. I don't know if it's just me, but I really didn't get excited or hyped almost anything that was mentioned here, especially the PvP segment. Nothing made me feel like, ooh, I can't wait. Well, you know, you're a Debbie Downer and you're just looking for attention. I guess. I don't know. Shit. Sounds like a you problem, to be honest. But hey, you know, you're entitled to your opinion. All right. You don't have to like everything that you read. It's cool. It's okay. Okay. Great changes coming. A couple of quick questions. Destiny 2 team. Are the strikes refreshing going to have different dialogue, like the changes in role? If players like the Neomuna patrol difficulty, will you scale other locations? Will there be future changes to Gambit? I will say that this gives me a little hope, but it also sounds like they're sticking with basic public event styles, seasonal activities. I don't feel season 17 and season 18 activities were worth the investment. I'll pass on the annual pass and give individual seasons if they're worth it. I mean, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. You do you, boo boo. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Let's see. No mention of any of the raids in the DCV. The only updates to strikes is that they're slightly more difficult with no interesting loot, nothing with comp. They did talk about. Did you even read this like at all? Like I feel like some people just, they don't read. I mean, I have a hard time reading, and I caught that they were mentioning comp. And well, obviously, you know, some people just want to be negative. I didn't hear it. You know what? I didn't hear anything about any changes to that rock that is there on the EDZ that's in that one location next to that cave, you know, next to that lost sector. Bungie didn't mention anything like that. So now I'm going to go on Twitter and tweet about it so I can bitch about it, and, you know, somebody could tell me something about it. I mean, that's what I hear. Like, I didn't get this certain thing in this one specific update, and we, like, out of all the other updates. And they've also talked about comp in the past ones. Maybe stay up to date, or you really just don't care. I mean, come on, please keep up. So I really hope this opens the door for new lights to experience this mission someday. Overall, mostly good changes. The challenge / difficulty stuff worries me, but I believe streamlining build crafting and making seasonal mods permanent unlocks is going to help greatly. Accommodations have to be something that is also simple and streamlined. That is true. It's got to be simple, and hopefully nobody takes advantage of it. You know, somebody's going to come in and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to give everybody a negative review, which I highly doubt that they're going to do, like a negative. You know what? You know, Bungie, hear me out. All right, hear me out. How about you have it on a scale? Everybody starts off in the middle, right? Everybody starts off in the middle, and you can either level up one way that goes to the light side, like all the good stuff, you know, you get all the good praises. And then you have on the other side of that scale where it goes on to the dark side, and you're leveling down because you're a troll. And nobody wants to play with you. And then as you get further, you actually earn certain titles as you go down, the further you go. And then as you keep going and trolling everybody and just making it hard for people, you have longer matchmaking times. Sometimes it automatically just kicks you out of the game. Troll the fucking trolls. You know what? That might be too toxic. You probably can't do that, because then people are just going to downrate like whoever they want, and then all of a sudden they can't climb back up. Yeah, but I thought that was kind of cool. Thought that was pretty funny. So you're saying that I don't need to play strikes in order to progress this season? And in season 22, there will be no need to play strikes to receive pinnacle rewards? Then what's the point of having Vanguard playlists? Well, there are going to be different. I mean, if that's all that you're playing strikes for, then okay. However, I mean, basically that's what I mean for the pinnacle. You know, people do like their grinds. But it could also be a place where, like, if you need to get like certain kills, you know, for like bounty farming to, you know, to level up and all that kind of shit. And they would probably, and I'm pretty sure they would actually put certain weapons that you can only get within the Vanguard strikes. So, as per usual, saying you listen to the players and doing something completely different, or you're come with a good change, but also add something that makes the change irrelevant. Lucky that I didn't pre-order Lightfall, because I would be pissed. That's what? Okay, so I'm not even going to get all bothered about it, because obviously this pizza boy, I'll just say that, pizza boy You can't even see the tweet, but he's over here complaining and bitching, doesn't even give an example. He's just like, you act like you're saying something, but you're not really doing anything, and then the changes are never any good. And the changes that you are adding are irrelevant. So I'm so glad I didn't pre-order. Like, whoa, okay. Excuse me, Your Highness. I apologize. I will keep scrolling. I know I'm not the only one asking that Battlegrounds have their own playlist or something to differentiate them from strikes. 95% of every Vanguard op I've participated in has been a Battleground this season, and it's tiring to have to go through so many wait around encounters. You know, they would actually, to be honest, they would actually be really, really good for, like, you know, like the Nightfalls. And it looks like hopefully we'll see that more. Like they'll start kind of, I think they did state that they're going to kind of wiggle them out of the strikes, and then they're going to end up in more for Nightfalls. And if that's the case, that would be awesome. I think they would make great Nightfalls. So yeah, I'm not going to sit here and read through every single fucking tweet. That's not going to happen. But yeah, awesome. For basically the most part, it was great. I loved it. A lot of good changes. You know, Bungie's just bringing the heat these days. Jeez. Alright, so anyways, I think we're gonna getting to the end of the night. We've been streaming for well over an hour. That was actually pretty good. We will be hopefully, if you haven't seen it yet, I did do an in-game stream last night, and you know, me and some of the homies, we got on and played hide and seek in the tower. Check that out, it's actually kind of fun. And we're actually going to be making some changes for the next go around. This next Friday we got something else, which is kind of like hide and seek but with a little bit of a twist. And it sounds like a lot of the guys seem to like that idea. So we're definitely going to be trying that out next Friday. To have another kind of in-game stream, just kind of hanging out. You're more than welcome to join. I'll have it live streamed. You could chat, do the thing, all that good stuff. But yeah, and throughout the rest of this week, you know, I'll stream with whatever topic that I can find. And yeah, but if you made it this far into the stream, you are the GOAT, and I appreciate you. If you do me a favor, hit the like. You know, gotta feed that algorithm, baby. Hit the like, hit the sub, and do all the good stuff. You already know. And I'm gonna get the hell out of here. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. So, but other than that, until I see you Guardians again, y'all keep it classy.